You guys going down to East Jesus when you're done here?
I think so.
Booking a national. Booking a national tour. Booking a national tour. Last night, we manically got the tires changed after going to 2 different locations. Having the tires changed, they put the wrong tires on. We had to take those off, swap them out, and drive to a completely different place in Lafayette. And then have our asses saved by also getting bad news that we got to get our tie rods worked on. And so we shoved everything in the van when it was dark out last night. Don't really know where too much is, except for the few things that were still left over that are just like the last minute packings. And so now we're gonna pack up the last little bit we can, drop the van off in Lafayette, run some errands, kill some hours, because apparently the process is like 7 hours. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that it all gets done and we get to St. Louis before the show starts, not after.
We didn't really talk about this while it was actively happening, because it was just the midst of chaos of trying to actually leave for tour. But now that time has passed, it does feel like it's time to actually share what happened with that situation, trying to leave. So you want to take the lead on this one?
I mean, we're about to leave for tour like a week before tour, and my uncle decides to look at the tires on the van, which then relays to my grandmother that we need new tires on the van. I wasn't worried about tires because I was worried about everything else with the tour, like booking it and finding bands and where I was going to fucking park the van and all the other good shit, right? But the tires did need change, so Grandma was like, yeah, I'll pay for some new tires if you get them put on before we leave. And then said to go to X person that she goes to get her tires instead of where we go to get our tires.
Yeah, which is a place in Williamsport. No shame at this point because they really tried to fuck us. It's the little spot right behind the courthouse. Why did it stop? Yeah, but just go to the shop that I typically go to over in Williamsport, which we always go to Tire Barn over in Lafayette, and I've never had any problems. But we listened because she was paying for tires. We went over to that little spot in Williamsport, and it's the one that's right behind the courthouse. If you know which one we're talking about. And they tried to fuck us really hard.
So Vanna has to have 55 PSI in the front, 80 in the back. The tires that they put on the van, without even telling us, they were going to just let us leave with these tires on the vehicle, could not even go past 45 PSI, right? So that can't even make what the front tires need as far as pressure in the tires. And then they said it was going to be safe and fine for us to drive this thing totally loaded down through mountainous terrain and everything in between.
Yeah. When we had gone in to pay for the tires, I always check because a lot of places don't get the PSI right. So that's why I was like, can you check and make sure the PSI is correct? And so the lady at the checkout was like, yeah, let me go check with the mechanic. So she goes back there and grabs him and he's like, it only can go up to 45 PSI. And I was like, that's not right. And then tried to gaslight us into thinking that these tires would be safe and fine. And it worked temporarily. We're like, all right, maybe we're overreacting. Maybe these tires are fine. So we did leave, and he was driving his grandma's car. I was driving the van. And after 4 or 5 minutes down the road, I just got this super uneasy feeling in my gut. Because we were about to be on an almost 12,000 mile trip, and knowing in my heart that we weren't given the right tires, I was like, I'm just gonna call Tire Barn and talk to one of the guys there and see what they think about it. So I did. I fucking called, and the guy on the phone was like, I would never take those tires on the road. It's not correct for your van. They're not wide enough. They only were 4-ply, and we needed 5-ply tires. And he's like, especially since you're hauling all this weight, I would never take those on the road. He's like, if you can go take those off, we have tires. So we drove back to this shop over in Williamsport, and the guy was super pissed. He slammed a door in my face and like just was really shitty towards us. Gave us our check back so it wasn't cashed, but when they put our old tires back on, they didn't balance them. Obviously, they don't give a fuck. So the entire drive from Williamsport all the way over to Sagamore in Lafayette, the van was doing this, and it was a really bad drive. Not great. So we will never go back there ever again. Tire barn for life.
I think it's good to go now. We're officially not in Indiana anymore.
We're in Illinois.
We've been on the road for what? Half hour?
Yeah.
We already got into the snacks twice.
That's because we've already been on the road since this morning.
I know. We've been booting and scooting since 5 a.m. You can't remember which tour it was.
They're coming home. I think it was somebody took Route 66 or something. It's much bigger than like I remember.
You can't really tell if you can see it through the screen or not. I mean, I guess a little bit. It's just the sun's really blasting.
In half mile, use the second from the right lane to take exit 40B west for I-44 west.
So the cool thing about our show in St. Louis is over the summer before tour, we hosted a touring band, Matt F. Bassler. Anyways, they were touring from St. Louis originally. So when we were booking this tour, we reached out and we were like, hey, any suggestions, recommendations for like shows in your town? And he actually set up the show for us in St. Louis. So when we got there, it was like a little reunion. Yeah, it was really cool to like be on the flip side. Like we hosted and then he hosted, and it was really neat.
We are here, St. Louis at Marshmallow.
Tell me I'm wrong when the words don't come out right. Tell me I'm right when they don't mean my.
And also, back when you were first doing open mics down in Indianapolis, we had met Holly Schultz, and they did open mics together, and also she lives in St. Louis, so we got to reconnect after, I don't know, it'd been like, what, 7 or 8 years she played that show, and also we stayed at her house that night, so yeah, that was a pretty cool little experience there.
Where I'm going, that's what they all say. Okay.
This is where we woke up this morning. Wow. I still can't see. Look, you are the one that has a story to tell, not I.
But you're the one over here dicking around.
I'm not digging around. What are you doing?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, you came out of Planet Fitness and your whole hand was covered in blood.
Yeah. I tried to close the door to the locker, and the little slit where the metal ring sticks through the door, that part right there, my finger got pulled in there when I went to close the door, and it ripped it open.
Let me see up close.
It's bleeding.
It is. Look at these sheets we just got today because someone packed the wrong sheets. And someone thought maybe they would work, but they didn't. They were too small. So we had to go buy these because last night we slept on the mattress with no sheets. It is looking quite cute in here though, I must say. I mean, kind of. Not really. But it's not worth all the eraser shavings in the bed.
Right. We are in Kansas City at Skate Bar 2.0 before they are officially opened. That's how cool he is.
Wanna be happy, tell me
didn't have a belt on. My pants are falling off. Can't put my wireless receiver on without having a belt. Belt. Home is on the road, apparently.
This life is so depressing. Can't find a way to win. Welcome to being that gangster from H&M to Unilever. Big box, the classy brand, make you think that you understand ego. Not that company, own another company that.
All right, it's another day. We stopped and got our hot water for tea for Waz. Putting the spoon back in the little spoon place.
She said, that would be $5.25. I was like, it's fucking water. It's always free. And then she's like, just kidding. It's like, okay, bye. Oh, my man. Picking your flower.
Finding it a little hard to breathe. And
My God.
you brought me, girl.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Iowa? We're here eating vegan jerky.
Freedom to flourish.
Freedom to flourish? Today we are doing a natural dye workshop at the Art Terrarium. So we're hanging out in Des Moines in the Oak Park, Highland Park area. Going to the collective. Oh, there it is. How about that?
There it is.
We are here.
We met Jamie, what, 3-4 years ago?
3 years ago, I think, when we came through for the Vegan Fest at Des Moines.
Veg Fest?
Veg Fest.
So cute. Well, we just finished our first natural dye workshop.
Woo!
That was pretty fun,
Really
and
was.
they were all very surprised about how the colors turned out. That guy's wearing a Charlie Brown shirt.
Oh my gosh! What the fuck?
I got distracted. That's so silly.
Even had a hat on that just kind of seemed
Yeah,
very
the way it was
Charlie
like
Brown.
off kilter was very Charlie Brown.
It's sitting right where we were staring fucking at it.
We tore the back of the van apart looking for the fucking GoPro. And you know where it was the whole time? In that little nook.
This motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here is all like, where's the GoPro? Where's the GoPro? Oh no, I can't find it. Ah, you should probably pull all the boxes out of the back of the van and see if it's in there. No, guess where we're at? It's right in the front of the van, sitting in plain sight.
It was no plain sight.
It's plain-ish sight. But now we're at Sinclair, where the dinosaur lives. Hoorah! I don't think we've ever done this. Kill the fall. Disregard all human rights when in the name of fashion. Make your money stacking. Avoid them backs you stabbing. You've been greenwashed. Like when they put out a Kanye's collection. Copying keywords from the ones who really deserve. Let this marinate like the chromium. Turning your friend while they tune in the leather. Tune in the leather. Tune in the leather. Most workers in the industry don't even make it to 50 years old. Takes longer than that for leather to biodegrade. Welcome to being a gangster. Welcome to